somebody else's painting.
But Debjani, the latest keyword is AI or Bard or, Chat GPT, generative AI. Everyone's talking about it. No one really knows what it could lead to. At what stage of development when it comes to AI are we currently at? And what next could be the future of it all?
So yes, Chat GPT happened and it sort of changed all our perception.
We are powered by Google, so it is Bard.
Bard.
No, I'm saying ChatGPT was the first one to come out, Bard. Bard came after that. So ChatGPT came out in November, though Google wrote the Transformer paper way back in 2017, which was the underlying architect of the technology. But what was that moment when ChatGPT came out? Why was that such a big moment? So here are some numbers for you, right? When ChatGPT came out, it reached 100 million users in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Any idea how long it took, say, the most popular app you can think of, like Instagram? 2.5 months. Twitter, 2 years. Netflix, to get to 100 million users, 3.5 years. So all of a sudden with ChatGPT, the scale of adoption was just completely mind-blowing. Why did that happen? Because what happened with ChatGPT was AI became English. You didn't have to be a coder. You didn't have to know Python. You didn't have to know C++ or whatever other language is there. If you knew English, you could interact and you could use the AI tools to get poems written. How many of you have written poems about something or the other using ChatGPT? I think all of us have. You could get poems written, you could get recipes out, you could get summaries of articles that you have read, you could write out letters, etc., right? And all of a sudden, AI stopped being the domain of, say, the coders and the data scientists, and it became the domain pretty much for the entire English-speaking population of the world. And now it's becoming the domain of Hindi-speaking and multiple languages, because there's been a lot of follow-up and a lot of the other models are coming out in different languages. So that was the magic, where the democratization of technology. And you're talking about using AI. How many people in this room use Amazon or Netflix?
I think all of us.
All of you?
Much.
You are using AI. When it gives you those recommendations that this is what you should buy or this is the movie you should watch, that's AI at work. So AI, by the way, India has one of the largest users of AI. We may not be developing a lot of it, but we are using it. We are consuming it. We are one of the largest users of AI. So it's in our lives. It's just getting democratized now so that we are not just, using it unknowingly, but we can use it as a tool to create new things. So, yeah, that's where the magic of AI is. And generative AI, very simply, I'll give an example of traditional AI and generative AI, since there's a lot of talk about generative AI. Imagine traditional AI, imagine a bowl of fruits. If you teach the model, it will be able to pick an apple, an orange, and identify them, right? Generative AI is, not only can it pick, but if you tell it, I would like to see a fruit that is purple and triangular, it'll create a new one. So the ability to create new content is what has now got added in a very simplistic way.
But Mr. Gurnani, for something so fabulous, which can create something out of your imagination, you wouldn't need human beings eventually, right?
I mean, the good news of, the working around us today, since we had Google present a little bit ahead of us, what was going through my mind was that we have Google Maps. We all use Google Maps, and it's a definitive example of what I call human intelligence and augmented intelligence. And the same Google guys have been running a program for the automated car or the driverless car.
Yeah.
Now, still away from the reality. So now what is the point I'm trying to make out here is, we will reach that stage of Google Maps But to become a driverless, it will take a long more time. And number two, in my opinion, artificial intelligence will actually expand the marketplace. It's coincidental that, the Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal is in the audience right now. I still remember 3 years ago, I happened to be on the same flight with him. He caught hold of me and asked me two questions. How do we make artificial intelligence a tool for everybody? Now, before I could answer, I don't know whether Honorable Goyal will remember, but he said every department should have a target of having 5 use cases in artificial intelligence. The second part, I was just narrating that story of that airline when you two asked me, every department should have 5 use cases in artificial intelligence. The second ask was convert some of our academic institutes into universities for AI. So my point is that there is a desire to make India leapfrog.
Yeah.
India has an opportunity to leapfrog. And in my opinion, as the market expands, I think we should be ready to take advantage. While some industries will sunset, but the new industries would be born.
Debjani, before we wrap up, India has always been the cloud kitchen for the world IT needs, right? We've been known for our cheap labor. We've been known for our coding. We've been known as the back-end office for the IT services need of the world. Doesn't AI then make humans redundant? And wouldn't that sort of take away from India's prowess as an IT services leading nation?
Well, first of all, I completely disagree with that statement.
Okay.
India used to be known as the back-end office for the tech world long back. Long back. The world has completely changed. Today, if you think of any company, think of Mercedes-Benz, think of Boeing, think of any company, any world-class company, the innovation for that company is happening in India. Today, the eye and innovation for the world is India. So I think that has completely changed. And yes, with these new technologies, we are just going to get better and better.
Right, Mr. Gurnani, you want to add something here?
From my point of view, I think Debjani has made the point that on the value curve, we have proven and established ourselves. I think the next step has to be, are we the net importer of technology or are we the net exporter of technology? It's no longer about, I'm not discussing, process. I'm now talking about a product. I'm talking about creating the next $1 trillion, company out of India. So I think this is clearly an opportunity for all of us. The reason it is an opportunity is that if you go back into some of the basic questions is, what skills are required for AI? To me, the basic skills are the same that we have all learned, which is the fundamentals of physics, science, chemistry, maths, the fundamentals of, any kind of a programming, fundamentals of science combined with the domain knowledge. And the more we are able to marry, if we are going to be the fastest growing economy, it only means is that we are going to use the tools. And if we are going to use the tools, which is AI, then we should be ahead of anyone else.
Great. So you're agreeing that we can't be replaced by AI, right? On that note, thank you so much, both of you, for taking time out and giving a slice to our viewers as to what really AI means and what could it entail in the future. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.